Good morning. Good morning. Another way to start off your week after the weekend with a hot cup of Joe. And Joe, this episode dub. This episode 20. What episode is it?
Yeah, you 20, bro. It's 20 deep,
That 20?
man.
20
You
deep
at
at
20,
20,
bro. You
20
20,
of these
man.
joints. Yeah, yeah.
20 of them bad boys.
All right. Joseph Gregory in the house, along with my co-host Chris Rouse.
That's what I
What's
do.
going on?
Man, I got a busy day, man. So let's get into this sports talk, man. Get into this
All right,
sports
man.
talk,
Some of the
baby.
news of the day. Of course, yesterday was the AFC NFC Pro Bowl. AFC winning their fifth straight contest in this event, winning 41-31. Justin Herbert was named the MVP, offensive MVP. Max Crosby, the defensive MVP. And really, the big story takeaway from it was the Saints running back Alvin Kamara, right after the
Yeah.
game, being arrested after an incident that happened the night before in a Las Vegas nightclub. Taken in
Right.
without incident. Supposed to be going to court sometime today.
Right. The big story had nothing to do with the game, man. But let me get your thoughts on the Pro Bowl, man. I keep seeing like all these people talking about ways to make the Pro Bowl better. They should just play flag football. We even talked about it over the weekend at all these events we was at.
Well,
Let me
I
get your
think
thoughts on the Pro Bowl.
well, the only way probably is to make it better is just, I guess, let it play out how a regular game is. Like if you want guys to have five wide receivers, if they play five wide, let them play five wide. You know what I'm saying? If they blitz, they blitz. I mean, I think that's really the takeaway. It takes away from you should seeing the game played at a high level because I guess teams are doing things to win. In this
Yeah.
case, they always talk about injury and getting hurt in the Pro Bowl. So I guess they try to go half-hearted and try not to get hurt instead of really thinking about the aspect of winning. But that's really when you get hurt and you try not to get hurt.
Mhm.
So
Exactly. And then my thoughts, man, like much like baseball, how can you make an all-star game fun in football? It's like, without getting the risk of hurting people, without having to do too much. How can you even like make a football all-star game fun, man, without like, like how can you even make that even more fun without having to change the rules a little bit?
um, I think you got to do it like I said. Let
Yeah.
them blitz. I
Let
mean,
them
people
blitz.
let them blitz. They want to put four defensive ends in the game. Let them do it. They want to play a 3-2-5 because they got six wide receivers. I mean, the problem is the game is just too vanilla and it's just too
Yeah.
basic with all the star power. You
And
know what
that's
I'm
what I'm saying.
saying?
Like,
That's
but how
like
can you
that's
make
like
that
if you
fun? But how
make
can you make
that's
that
like
fun though?
it's
And make
like
it
if you
more
have
fun.
we play. It's like having an NBA All Star game. You say, okay, y'all playing, but no dunks and no
Yeah, that would be
threes,
trash.
and you got to use at least 17 seconds of the shot clock.
That's so garbage.
Now, how would you feel about that?
I would not watch that. I wouldn't watch the All Star game.
The All Star game, but they got all the stars in here. You got LeBron shooting
Yeah,
six shots, hook shots against the buzzer, basically.
but that's what I'm saying. Just like baseball, how can you even make that more fun? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, how do you even make that even more fun, dude? It's like you
Now,
without getting away from the
baseball,
rules, dude.
I mean, baseball is a little different. You got the top pitchers going against the top hitters. So they say good pitching takes out good hitting. Then the pitcher, that's a starting pitcher, is used to pitching 8 innings, only going to pitch probably an inning, 2 innings if he starts. So that's kind of, I guess that would be like the reason for offensive explosion, I guess, because everybody wants offense, right? So if you
I
got a
feel you, but
starting
I ain't
pitcher
trying to
that's,
see. I
I
feel you,
don't
but
know.
I ain't trying to see no pitchers duel in the MLB All Star game, dog. I want to see some home runs, dog. I ain't trying to see
I
all
mean,
that.
I mean, I don't know.
This is a bomb.
They're in the All Star game for a reason. They shut
Yeah.
down hitters, and if they get in the All Star game and they shut down hitters, I guess that's what people want. Steph Curry shoots threes, right? You want him to shoot
Hmm.
threes in the All Star game.
But that's entertaining to
If
watch.
Vince Carter was a dunk, he wanted him to get in a breakaway situation and catch hoops and throw down big dunks.
You know how pissed off I would be if Vince Carter got in the open floor and laid it up.
If if Max Scherzer gets into the All Star game for striking guys out, he strikes out four guys in the All Star game, and out of his six batters and his two hitters, you're gonna be upset like, damn, he just shut him down. It's a zero. Who said?
No, salute to Scherzer. I just don't want to see that today, bro.
Okay.
See that today.
Well, let me know what day you want to see it. I don't know how the next All Star game is gonna go for baseball, but yeah, that's
Yeah,
how the
if they even gonna have a season, man.
Pro Ball, AFC, NFC Pro Ball has been watched for years, bro. In my opinion, that's how I feel about the All-Star game.
No,
Yeah. And the platinum blend would be to the MVP and the offensive MVP. And also, I repeat those names: Justin Herbert. I don't have my device here and putting me to see those stats or whatever.
Justin Herbert and Max Crosby. Those are your two platinum blends for that game.
For this weekend. Also, Bengals rookie Jamar Chase also winning offensive rookie of the year.
As he should. Who was even close?
And that's my guy, the defensive rookie of the year.
Crosby. Or Diggs.
Micah Parsons, the defensive rookie of the year.
Parsons, there we go. I was like somebody on Dallas.
Yeah, and that's what it is.
My platinum blend goes to Donda Homecoming because I thought that event was fire. That was a very fire event. So shout out to Donda Homecoming. That was a great event. And then shout out to everything that was going on in the city. A lot of work put into some very good prep games, man. Glenbard West and Sierra Canyon came down to the wire. We had some women's high school semifinal games. Games weren't all that good, but the events were fun. So, shout out to those. I mean, I'm just real, man. Hey, we saw 3 blowouts yesterday. Don't play with me. We saw 3 blowouts. Honestly, we saw blowouts all through the Donda thing too, but the star power was big.
I mean, man,
yeah, it was blowout city. The games themselves were blowout city, with the exception of Simeon Coronado. But great weekend, man. It was fun. I enjoyed myself. I definitely enjoyed myself for the better part of those days over the weekend. So I want to get those a platinum blend, man. And Joe trying to get some things settled out here on this early Joe with Joe morning show for this the 20th edition, man. 20 of them, man. 20 Joe with Joe episodes, man. We on episode 20. That's platinum blend for the 20th edition, man. Where we started out at?
Started off on the Bulls, man. The Bulls lost yesterday, 119 to 108. Joel Embiid, 40 points, his 7th 40-point game of the season. He leads the NBA in that category. Offsetting DeMar DeRozan's season high 45 points. And
bro, you sound like DJ Screw. You sound all screwed and chopped.
I sound screwed and chopped right now?
Yeah, now you do.
Now I do.
You sound screwed and chopped, bro.
Oh, now you do too also.
I do too. Well, that's a major problem. That's a major problem.
Very major. They asked DeMar DeRozan after the game. I'm sorry, y'all. So the Bulls play Phoenix tonight. Big game. Back to back.
All right. Big game. I heard you talking Bulls.
What's your thoughts on the game yesterday?
Against the Sixers? I think against the Sixers, where the Bulls clearly still without half the roster with injuries and COVID, whatever the issue may be, the Bulls are still without people. And then yesterday they went up against a Philly team who is one of the top teams in the East. Honestly, I honestly could say Philly is probably one of the more surprise stories to me this year, because without Ben Simmons, I thought they dropped down the ladder, but Philly's been top 5 all year, and the only time they weren't top 5 was when they got hit with COVID. So it says a lot about the Bulls, man. They got to win some of these games against bigger teams, and then they got another test tonight against the Suns.
Yeah, big test tonight against the Suns. They come in here with 2 All-Stars and Devin Booker and Chris Paul, the living legendary point guard, extraordinaire, and they're gonna have their hands full. Mikal Bridges also breaking out again this year. Cameron Johnson, they got some really good role pieces in Phoenix again, battling again at the top of the West.
I got to give it to Phoenix, man. They've been at the top. Phoenix started out like 1-3, and then after going 1-3, they went on like that crazy run, and they've been in first place ever since. The only other team that's even been close to them has been Golden State.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw the press conference. They asked DeMar DeRozan about the Bulls making a move, and his response was, right now without Lonzo Ball, one of the top point guards, without Alex Caruso, one of the better defensive players, and without Patrick Williams, one of the better young stars.
And Derrick Jones, one of the more fun players to watch, as he's a nightly highlight film when he's playing.
Yeah. Oh man, it's gonna be a interesting time here around this trade deadline that coming up. Everybody keeps thinking, I guess with the play of Ayo Sumu here in this rookie year, wondering if Kobe White could be a piece that could be moved, particularly get some size, get another front court piece.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to ask you, Mr. World Class, who's podcast, yeah, right now you got Philly, you got Milwaukee,
Miami.
you got Miami, you got Brooklyn. Durant's coming back. Sexton's probably coming back. We'll talk about the Cavaliers move in a minute. How far do you see the Bulls going this season if they just stayed as they were with those pieces, Lonzo, Pat Williams, and Alex Caruso coming back in, I guess, sometime in March, early April, right before the playoffs? How would you feel about their chances in the playoffs?
I feel like they have a chance. I feel like they have a shot. They have a really good chance, and if they can get healthy, I mean, it's all about health for this Bulls team. I think coming into the season, I thought coming into this season the Bulls would be a top 4 team, but now you see some of the changes some of these other teams are going through. Like Brooklyn, I really don't know how that chemistry is going to look for Brooklyn come playoff time, man. With Kyrie probably not being able to play home games, Harden unhappy, Kevin Durant coming off injury. Philadelphia, like I said, that's the most surprising team. The 2 teams that scare me the most are Miami and Milwaukee, because I just think Miami could steal the East this year. I said that coming into the season. I think this could be Miami's year to steal the East, and Milwaukee's the defending champ. So for the Bulls, the one saving grace for me is that the biggest problem for the Bulls, they have to get healthy. A lot of these other teams have issues that I look at, and I'm like, I'm not so sure that's fixable. Like we talk about Brooklyn in terms of having guys on the team and gelling in the locker room. We talk about Philadelphia, they still they're playing great lately, but that bench can be a little iffy when they get down to the playoffs. And then Miami, Miami's a great shooting team, but they too have been dealing with injuries. So I think the Bulls have a ceiling. I think it's a toss up in the East this year, man. I think they could be in the conference finals. I think they could make it to the finals. It's just a matter of that matchup.
It's going to be a battle of attrition, and it's going to be strength in numbers, I think, to really see how far teams can go in the East. I think right now we had the Bulls going, probably at the beginning of the season, probably around. I think if you would have said, okay, you got DeMar DeRozan, probably you'd say, probably been like, okay, I can see us being around somewhere between, I probably would have said anywhere between 3 and 6.
Mm-hmm.
Right now they kind of exceeded expectations. We have got bitten by the injury bug as of late. Zach LaVine missed yesterday. He's got this back problem. We gotta hope he can keep fighting through that. I don't know how he's gonna be able to play back to back. So I don't know if he's in the lineup for the night's game. But I think size matters. We saw Joel Embiid. He's pretty much had his way with our front line this season. Another 40-point game yesterday. We talk about him, talk about Giannis, talk about Bam, those type of players that can have big games, a big impact on the game. At that size, I think we could use another productive big, but I don't know how we go about getting it. I don't know if they go to the buyout market and try to find a veteran big with like a little tweak, or if they try to make a big splash, find somebody like a Sabonis or a Hurdle from Spurs or somebody. I don't know.
I would try to get some bonus, man. I don't know how that's gonna work in Indiana, man. With Indiana taking that nosedive this year, I thought they'd be a little bit better this season. But now they look like they're trying to blow it up, man. They sent Karis LeVert to Cleveland, so
yeah, that's real big. That was like the first major move to set up the trade deadline. So you look at Cleveland now; he's already see the kind of season that Darius Garland is having. Just broken out, even with Colin Sexton getting injured. He's keeping them afloat with this play. so far in the first half of the season. Getting their all-star nod. You already know what they do in the front court with Jared Allen, who's probably an all-star snub, arguably. They got Lloyd Marketing. Kevin Love has been contributing. So now you get a wing scorer that can versatile enough to play the point and Levert. So it seems like they're trying to make that move and possibly go for it. Not only just go for it, make themselves look attractive to other free agents once the season is over, like a place that we can go win possibly.
Right, a free agent destination. I feel you. And then also in the chat, shout out Shaq Barnes and Sylvester Moses tuning in this morning as we talk Bulls, man.
What's up, Vesto? What's happening? What's up, Shaq, my man? Shaq Barnes always putting in that good work, man.
Yeah, Shaq Barnes at SB Talk Sports, man. He talk about the Bulls a lot too, so y'all can check that out when y'all get a chance. Probably after this one. I mean, you know what's crazy to me with the Bulls? All this talk about Kobe White probably be getting traded, and I'm just like, at this point, I don't even think it's a question, man. You got like all these dudes hurt, like keep them, just keep them till next season, and his contract expires next year. So I would just hold him for another year.
We'll see how that all works out, man. But yeah, you got any guys you see getting traded on this horizon? You don't really see anybody? The deadline approaches on Thursday.
I'm interested in seeing what happens with Ben Simmons, man, because I mean, for him not only not to be traded yet, but he hadn't played a game all year, man. And then when the last time we saw Ben Simmons with Philly, he was at practice causing the disruption. So
and it's not like that.
He's gonna go there.
And it's not like Philly is missing him, right? It's not like they're suffering. They're fighting contending for the top space in the East. So you can go ahead and sit out and do whatever you do, miss your money, whatever you're doing. You know, we're not missing you, dude. You know, you got to get yourself together or whatever, or you got to move. I mean, it's just a big $177 million waste right now. But not a waste.
And I don't know how accurate that report is, but I saw some report saying like he's lost like $13 million in fines this year.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I'm like, man, dude, I don't know how accurate that is, but that's pretty tough to have to make $13 million and you got to give it away. Like, no, I'd be mad if I had to give away $13, dog. Like, come on.
Get yourself together, put in the work, and go play. It ain't tough. That's the whole point of getting $177 million for 5 years. That's the whole point of
it. Yeah, it is. And it's like, and he is like when on the court, he is one of the best defenders in the league. He easily could have won Defensive Player of the Year last season, but they gave it to Rudy Gobert. But he was in the hunt.
You know, that was then. This is now. This is now. Just a non anything. Any other guys? Schroeder maybe, Boston possibly.
Nah, man.
Nah.
I'm expecting one blockbuster, but I don't know who, man. You know, they always hit us with like one shocker every year, but usually it happens by now. It's usually like
we also saw Norman Powell also go to the Clippers last week. Yeah. Any other moves on the horizon for maybe the Blazers or so? Trying to do something around Dame or clearing up space or whatever?
I doubt it, man. Honestly, I thought that was more of a Clipper move than it was a Blazer move.
Yeah, I thought it was a Clipper move.
That was a Clipper move.
It was a Clipper move as far as going for it, and it was like a Blazer move, looking at it like we ain't trying to do anything else. What y'all need?
Right. You know, that looked more like a Clipper move. Like, hey man, y'all ain't doing nothing. Let us hold no pole.
So you can see CJ McCollum maybe CJ moving this week or something.
I don't know about that one because I feel like Portland moving forward, they have a fork in the road where it might come down to Dame or CJ. So I
right
think
now with Dame hurt, I know he probably would be getting offers right now about CJ McCollum at the trade deadline.
If anybody from Portland goes, I could see it being CJ or Anthony Simons. One of the two guards. Somebody at that backcourt.
Thought you might want to keep him, but I don't know how much value you would have around the league.
Simons, yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I would think I don't see them doing anything, but if they
especially if you end up parting with either one of them, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a guard if they do anything. But yeah.
All right, man. Well, we'll see what happens ahead on Thursday, man. It's gonna be always a frantic time around that trade deadline when people start shuffling around.
How about the Lakers, man? Could they be active? Like, could GM LeBron with ice on his knees and everything start making some trades?
I mean, I mean, what are they available to get right now? I mean,
I don't know,
think
but I'm like, they might have to. They're gonna have to do something. They gonna have to do something, dog. Like, can't just stay pat.
they're like restricted kind of money wise, I guess, with how
They are.
they're set up and everything. So it's like, what can they really do? I mean, who's got the most value? The name that you always hear is Taylor Horton Tucker. Taylor Horton Tucker. I guess because that's the young cat that can bring you back something. But other than that, I
Trade
don't.
Kendrick Nunn too. Just trade him. Just trade him Simeon altogether. Just give him THT and Kendrick Nunn. See what you can get for that. I don't know. Just throwing stuff out there. Malik Monk's been playing good.
They're playing great, yeah. Lakers down there in that 9 and 10 hole. They didn't see that forthcoming this year.
I sure didn't.
And LeBron, man, hasn't been a typical health-free year for LeBron with the COVID crisis, abdomen strains. Now he got the knee problem, so he's trying to fight through it and play through it, and I guess carry the Lakers and some type of respectability. But hopefully, they might be together by the playoffs.
And like father, like son, his high school came in here and they beat an undefeated Illinois team on Saturday.
Oh, boy.
So, coming here just, it came down to the last play, but just like LeBron used to come in here and beat the Bulls, Sierra King came in here and beat Lombard West.
Oh, okay.
He did, man.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Just saying that. It was a great game, though. I saw the highlights. That was actually a really good game. Just came down to the last shot.
All right, man. It's that week, man. Super Bowl 56 on the horizon. Bengals in the Super Bowl for the first time since 1988. Long time coming, man. Joe Burrow, smoking Joe. Another playoff game, another championship game. Man, he don't miss. Matthew Stafford traded in the Aloha Blue and Silver in Detroit. Coming to LA. That's why I was asking you in the promo. Is he Axel Foley?
Yeah,
Beverly Hills QB.
That. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Right. As soon as I saw is Matthew Stafford, the NFL's Axel Foley, I knew exactly what you was talking about because he went from Detroit to LA. I knew exactly what you meant when I saw that. I only saw Beverly Hills Cop 2 though.
All right, I need you to go back and watch 1. I want Axel F for the theme music for the show. Just letting you know now. Go look it up.
Oh, I know the thing. I know the thing, bro.
All right, man. Some of the key matchups, man. And I'm going to start with when LA has the ball. I'm going to start with when LA Rams have the ball.
The key matchup for me, I'm going to take it. This might sound like a cop-out, but I'm going to go with the Rams O-line versus the Bengals O-line, specifically in the running game.
Not a cop-out. Not a cop-out.
Yeah, specifically in the running game, because I don't know about Cam Akers, man, and I don't know about them running backs for the Rams. But if they can give Stafford some time to let it fly and air him out, and this could be a track meet, I think the Rams can take. I mean, I don't want to say steal because I think it can go either way, but I think the Rams can take this, man. They're technically the visiting team, but they're at home. But I think the Rams have a shot, man. It comes down to O-line play for the Rams. Can they give Stafford some time to air the Bengals out?
Yeah, I was going to say, you said that was a cop-out. I don't think it's a cop-out. I want to see what the old man could do against the free agent. I want to see what Andrew Whitworth going to do out there against old Trey Hendrickson, the 14-sack guy for the Bengals. If Matthew Stafford is not going to have a lot of time, like you said, it's going to be number 91 responsible for a lot of that, him not having time. Can Andrew Whitworth protect Matthew Stafford's blind side and help keep that pocket clean so they can find some matchups? And also on the outside, talking about Odell Beckham, Cooper Kupp, and Van Jefferson against Chidobe Awuzie, Eli Apple, Mike Hilton.
Eli Apple. What you used to call Eli Apple?
Roasted apple.
Cause I can see it happening.
I don't know what happened with him in the OBJ in practice, man. I wasn't there. I wasn't none of my business. I got to ask my nephew. Shout out my my nephew Bino. I don't know what happened in giant practices back then, but like you said, if Stafford can get time, you gotta feel like they could win that matchup. That secondary right now playing with a lot of swag. I don't know if you saw Eli Apple. I showed you what he was tweeting out to the chief receivers after the game or whatever. Like y'all can hit me up for some Super Bowl tickets if y'all still want to go or whatever. He was saying.
Yeah,
So,
that's tough, dude.
you know what I'm saying? So they playing with a lot of swag right now, man. They got a lot of swag, man. You know, they did what they did in Kansas City.
It's always funny to see these old Giants players go to other teams and start winning because they be talking cash shit when they go to them new teams. Boy, they going.
I mean, that's what happened. You get an old line. He go to L.A. You get an old Giant. You go to Cincinnati. Just so happened to go when they start winning. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Look at the Woozy. He left me. He left the Cowboys. They in the Super Bowl. How about that? I say you gotta get the Super Bowl. You gotta leave or something. I say you gotta get it. And he been a good free agent pickup for them, man. Cooper Kupp though with these patterns, with these routes, man, he can make you look funny. He can make you look really funny as a cornerback. So that's gonna be a key matchup for me when LA has the ball. Those things right there.
Cooper Kupp, one of the best receivers in football, too. That's why I'm saying that O-line for Rams. They can give Stafford time to let Cooper Kupp roam, especially like in them 5 to 10s. It might be a problem for the Bengals all day long.
And when the Rams have the ball, when the Bengals have when the Bengals had the ball.
We did Rams, yeah.
Yeah, we did the Rams. That's when the Bengals had the ball. Joe Burrow. I think the key thing that I really want to know, like I asked you, it's almost, I don't know if it's a matchup. It's almost like a question. This is the Super Bowl game for me. I mean, this Jalen Ramsey, you the best cornerback? Jamar Chase, you the best in receiver? I mean, I would have 5 traveling with 1. This is that one time that I would feel like that's got to happen. Now, you got to credit them, the Cincinnati offense, Zach Taylor and them, because they be doing a nice way of getting Jamar Chase open. He doesn't just line up in the X and Y position. They also put him in that slot position, have him in that bunch. Tyler Boyd, also one of the better slot threats. T. Higgins, you saw the work he put in against Kansas City, getting over 100 yards receiving. So it's not just Jamar Chase. So, but Jamar Chase is what Joe Burrow is looking for most of the time. He's looking for that key third down, that big play. He's constantly on Jamar Chase. So I would have Ramsey on that role. I think the Rams have learned about this in the past, dealing with Devontae Adams and everything in the past, and some of the past games they had to take on. Better have him on the best threat.
My key matchup for this game, hey, you know, I'm sure you've heard of Larry Brown before, Super Bowl MVP.
I sure have.
I'm sure you've heard of Dexter Jackson of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, another DB, former Super Bowl MVP. Where I'm going with this is how you mentioned Jalen Ramsey. I'll mention the other guy. Who the hell else is covering for the Rams? Because those are the keys for me. Who's covering Tyler Boyd? Who's covering Higgins? Who's covering these tight ends? Who's
Darius
covering Joe
Williams,
Mixon out of the backfield?
Long Jr. and those guys, I guess.
Yep. All those other corners and all those other guys in coverage. All the guys not named Jalen Ramsey in coverage for the Rams. That's going to be the key for me. Because I think Ramsey and Chase, I agree with you. I think Ramsey going to be tied to Jamar Chase on Sunday. So I want to see what the rest of that Rams secondary can do against some of those receivers who I think have huge advantages because of their athleticism. We talk about guys like Higgins and Boyd for the Bengals.
And we also know this Bengals offensive line is not. I was wrong with my X factor about Jeffrey Simmons and losing in the second round because Ryan Tannehill couldn't stop sharing the ball. Shared the ball like a meme. So this front, I mean, it's different. I saw Joe Burrow do the great escape act with Chris Jones last week, but you got to figure like if Aaron Donald get that chance, no disrespect to Chris Jones, Aaron Donald won't miss it. You can be a
Von Miller won't miss it.
Yeah, Von Miller won't miss it. So that's definitely a part of the game that if Aaron Donald and those starts being a super menace and a real game record, gets them in those obvious passing situations, keeps Cincinnati 3rd and 6 and longer. What kind of force can he be with that inside pressure? I think inside pressure is always different for a quarterback than a tackle because they can see it. It's coming at their face. It's changing their where they going in the pocket. Joe Burrow, one of the better quarterbacks in the pocket. So
right, it's literally coming from the point of snap. It's right in front of your face, like you said.
So, Can't wait to see some of these prop bets too. Also,
Yeah, man, I was thinking about that, man. When some of these prop bets,
because
like
you gotta
score
figure like
first and all
the
that
prop
stuff.
burn gotta
Yeah.
be like who's doing the national anthem this year?
I don't know. I haven't looked it up. Let me see.
I
Let's see
mean,
who
yeah,
is doing that this year. I mean, we
you
know who's doing the
know,
halftime show, but
like who goes on first? It should be a prop bet. Kendrick Lamar, Mary J. Blige. Who goes on first?
that's a good one. That's actually a really good one.
I
I'm
think
gonna go
one of
with
those
Snoop.
two.
I'm gonna go
I
with
think.
Snoop.
Ooh, you got Snoop going on first.
I think it'd be Snoop because it's the Dr. Dre halftime, so I'm assuming it'd be like a way to start like his never mind. Never mind. Now that I think about that. Now that I think about that, I would finish with Snoop because that's probably the most famous songs. But at the same time, though, I feel like it's gonna be like a chronological career of Dr. Dre. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like I feel like it might be like Dr. Dre's chronological career. So
you
either
think
he'll go on first
So you think
with
he's
some
gonna
chronic
start
stuff.
with? So you think he's gonna start with Snoop?
Yeah,
And
like
then
I
go
think it
up.
might be like that. Yeah, it might be like that. I don't know. But it makes sense. Like Snoop, M, and then Kendrick, and you got Mary J in there. Like
It's gonna be some
I don't
hits. It's gonna be a lot of hits. You trying to
it,
find. You trying
like
to
this is
find the
like the
Mary J
best
connection.
verses.
Yeah.
Dog, this is like the best verses ever, dog. Like
Yeah. It's gonna be wicked.
come on, man. All right, I'm gonna go with Snoop. I'm gonna say he's gonna come out with Snoop. I'm gonna stick with my gun.
You think he's gonna start with Snoop?
I not 100%, but I'm gonna go with that because I said it.
Yeah, you don't know. I'm just saying, Mary or Kendrick. I'm gonna say Mary.
It's gonna be Mickey Guyton, by the way, singing the anthem.
Mickey Guyton. Gonna
Mickey
kill it.
Guyton, yeah.
Gonna kill it. All right, man. It's time to pick it, man.
It is already so soon because I really don't know, dude. To this point, I still really don't know, man. Like I don't even really know what kind of game we gonna get because it's like the Bengals
That's
ain't been
true.
here. The Bengals ain't been here since '88. The Rams was here a few years ago and they put up 3. But these two teams also have the potential to have a Monday Night Football type game like Kansas City and the Rams had a few years ago. So this could be anywhere from 44 to 41 to 7-3 for all we know. But I'm hoping it's not that last one. And I'm actually go with the Rams, man. I'm gonna stick with the Rams. I picked them to go to the NFC early this year. But I'm gonna go Rams and I'm gonna go 30-27. Because I think first quarter jitters will keep the game a little close. 30-27 Rams.
Well, I'm glad that you sound nice and confident. You sound like you got that. Like you need a little syrup. Sound almost like you sound like you need a little syrup. You know, like you had a little waffle up in you, like a little eggo up in you there. Yeah, you had a little chicken.
I stuck with the
chicken and waffle there.
I stuck with the Rams. I said they're gonna go to the NFC title game, and they was the only team I got right. That's the only of the 4 teams I had, so I'm gonna stick with them, man. Go with the Rams.
You can call me. I'm probably insane for doing this.
Go Joe. You just like him because
But
his name's Joe too.
listen, I'm going with Joe Burrow and the Bengals.
Okay.
I might be crazy. I might be insane. In LA, Von Miller and Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey and OBJ and Cooper Kupp. I'm going with the Bengals.
Okay.
And I'm going with the Bengals on the emphasis to this. This is a big game, right? Be who you are, right?
Be who you are.
And I just feel like
Matt Nagy used to say that too, though, with BU. Just saying.
big moments. Big moments in the Super Bowl. I just remember this. Tart dropped that pick. I'm just saying. You got to trust these quarterbacks. I just trust the guy. I'm trusting the young 9. You can trust the old 9. You can trust the young 9. I'm gonna trust the young 9. I'm gonna trust the 9 that blows that cigar. I'm gonna trust the 9 that went in the Arrowhead and fell behind by 18 and found his way back. I'm gonna trust the 9 that went on the road and beat the number 1 team. I'm gonna trust the 9 that been doing this back in his days in LSU with his Heisman winning national championship winning pedigree. I'm going with the Bengals, 28-24. Burrow's gonna throw a pick. Stafford's gonna throw two. And it might not be his fault, but they're gonna happen. They happen. It might go off
I
a
will
line,
say this.
but they're gonna
Let me
happen.
say this too. Let me say this about the Bengals. I think the Bengals are clearly the team that America wants to win. And most times, the team that America wants to win don't get it done. That's all I'm saying. Usually don't get it done.
Are you speaking out for America?
Hey, I'm just
LA
saying,
is one of the landmark cities. You gonna speak out? How do you just speak for America? How you speaking of the whole population?
Since I'm saying America, Cincinnati is the team America wants to see win because it's a new team. It's a new team on the rise. They ain't been here since '88. They want to see the Bengals win, man.
Who's that? How you know that?
Last week. Because that was all the polls on SB Nation last week. That they went to see them beat the Chiefs and all that stuff. Like, come on, man.
How many diehard Cincinnati fans you know all around the even Drew Carey like the Browns? What celebrity you know that's touting the Bengals all around and they like this is LA?
LeBron been touting Joe Burrow and all that stuff. They all been on Joe Burrow for like the last week. What you talking about?
Yeah, the last week. Yeah, the last week.
I ain't
talking about just because LeBron won because he's from Ohio.
LeBron wasn't the only one. There was all types of celebrities talking. Kid Cudi, all these people talking to Joe Burrow.
These people want to see. Dun, 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 dun. They want to see Axel Foley get it. They want to see him.
Man, the Rams barely got fans in LA as it is, bro.
They want to see Matthew Stafford come. Well, you know that's it's like the club. You be seeing how the stands look. Jay-Z go to Ram games in LA. How about that?
He go to high school basketball games in Chicago.
He does.
So does the baby, apparently, and Antonio Brown and Lil Herb and King Louis. And Danny, shout out Danny Green. Salute to Danny Green.
I'm letting you finish. You might think of somebody.
Nah, I forgot. I can't think
of all Green corporate. You want to think of anybody else? DJ
Ferris, DJ Nathan. You know, shout out, man. Chicago was in the hey, that event was so Chicago. It's so Chicago, man.
It's so Chicago all week.
It is, man. But the Rams really about to do this at home, man. I'm picking the Rams 30-27 at home, man.
One with the Bengals, man. 28-24. Joe Burrow, man. The coolness. Is he
gonna be the MVP?
I think he would have to be. If they win, I think he would have to be. I think if the Rams win, I think it could probably be like 3 or 4 people. It could be Stafford. It could be Cup.
Yeah.
Hell, it could be Donald. Might be Von Miller with a key couple of sacks in a strip or something. You never really know.
Leonard Floyd lead the Bears and go win the Super Bowl MVP.
Man, a bear. You got a bear here, a lion, a cowboy, a giant. It's a lot of people that have been in a lot of bad situations trying to see if they can get raise that trophy.
It's funny, like I said, I remember when we first started doing Students of the Game together. We was always talking about Teflon Jeff Fisher. We was talking about Teflon Marvin Lewis. And now look who in the Super Bowl, man. Look who in the Super Bowl, the Rams and the Bengals. And we sit here talking about who might be the MVP, man. I think it's going to be Stafford if it's the Rams, though. Because I think Stafford might put up 400 in the Super Bowl.
You see, they had to get Teflon Marvin up out of there to get this to happen.
Yeah.
Man. Joe Burrow, man, he's just different. Really just different. Justin Herbert was 7 of 11 with 98 yards and 2 touchdown passes and a pick yesterday.
And salute to these coaches, man. Like Sean McVay already in his second Super Bowl. What is he, like 43, 40? Is he even 40 yet? I think 39, right? Sean McVay. Ain't he like Sean McVay?
36. Sean McVay is 36.
Yeah, he already in his second Super Bowl, man. And then you got Zach Taylor in his first one, and he's 32, 33? I know they both young. Yeah. They both my age. So yeah, man. Shout out to him, man. Yeah.
Definitely doing anything. So yeah, that's the picks. Guess it's time for What's in your cup? Do you have your what's in your cup?
I don't actually, man.
You
I
know?
really don't. I don't really have nothing too bad. I don't have nothing too bad this week. But I mean, I speak on what Liz Cambage said about the WNBA and about how they don't upgrade player flights and all of that. You know, I just think, you know, that's another bad situation because Liz Cambage was talking about she may not do another season in the WNBA because she got to pay out of her own pocket to upgrade her flights, and I think that's messed up because she's like 6'8", dude. You know, bro, I'm 5'6", and sometimes I be uncomfortable in them seats. So I get it. I understand where she's coming from on that. So I hope they can get that fixed out. You know, maybe better treatment of the player. I don't want to say better treatment because at the same time you don't really know what all goes into that. But I do know the WNBA just turned like a major profit. So salute to that. Let's see if the conditions for these players can step up moving forward.
What's in your cup is Blackhawks GM Rocky Wirtz.
I don't know how I forgot about that, dude. Like I saw that too.
Unforgettable. I mean,
I don't know how I forgot about that.
Yeah. Blackhawks had a town hall meeting before they got their ass whooped by the Wild 5-0 last week. But they had a town hall meeting to, I guess, address issues within the organization, I guess. And a reporter decided to ask about the Kyle Beach situation in 2010. And Rocky Wirtz had a very, very spirited response at telling the
at
reporter.
Two reporters.
Yeah.
Mark Lazarus was one of them. I know Mark Lazarus, the Blackhawks reporter, is one of them. No, but he had a spirited. What did he say?
We're looking forward. We're not going to talk about 2010. I know, and I'm not either. And we're not going to talk about what happened. We're moving forward. That is my answer. But what's your next question?
I can pick up to what we are doing today. I think
no. That's none of your business. That's none of your business. What we're going to do today is our business. I don't think it's any of your business. Because I don't think it's any of your business. You don't work for the company. If someone in the company asks that question, we'll answer it. And I think you should get on to the next subject. We're not going to talk about Kyle Beach. We're not going to talk about.
Then why have a town hall, man? Then why have a town hall?
What more do I have to say? You want to keep asking the same question? You hear the same answer?
Like, dude.
Okay, ask the next question. Okay.
When I saw that earlier this week, I was just thinking this is all self-inflicted. You do realize this, right?
So the whole thing of a town hall meeting is for people to ask whatever questions they want to ask. Right?
They want. Exactly. Like, why have this, dude?
And then for his son to try to direct him, then he cuts his son off and tries to just keep going. And then he tries to come back and backwardly apologize. And then to make all this even more worse, the Blackhawks have to fire long-time Ice Hog assistant trainer DJ Jones for a sexual harassment charge stemming back to 2017 after this town hall meeting. I mean, if you don't want the reporters there, tell them, hey, I'm just gonna issue a statement. We're not answering no questions. You issue a statement and you go back in the locker room there. Don't make it a town hall meeting that people are gonna be answering questions. Say you want to have a press conference, you want to issue a statement. That's what you wanted to do, Wirtz. You wanted to just say what you wanted to say. Then when somebody asks you a tough question, you want to get tough and be a bully and say, it's not your business. You don't work for the company, so it's not your business. That's not your business. Yeah, it is his business. He's part of the media. He's supposed to be asking you a question. It's a press conference. It's part of the press.
And then,
you ask them to come over there and say you wanted to ask questions. It's a town hall meeting. Not even a press conference. It's a town hall meeting. So he should be able to ask the question, whatever one he wants.
And then the question he asked wasn't even that bad. He asked them like, what is the team doing to make sure stuff like that doesn't happen in the future? What are they doing to protect people? Like,
y'all got cameras up? What y'all doing?
Like what you doing, bro? Like, what, you ain't got no security or nothing? Like, what's going on? You fired all the security? Like, what's the problem? Why you acting like that? Like, that's just like, that's not even a question that I don't think. That's not a question that would piss me off. But honestly, you know, I think it got him mad. One, he's been answering that all year long, and two, I think he thought it was gonna be all sweet. It's like, bro, when you have controversy like that, people are gonna ask you about the controversy. I don't care what town hall you putting together, man, and try to make it all good. They're gonna ask you about it. It's just that's just what it is. That's all you've been in the news for this last year. So it's like you had to know somebody was gonna ask you that. Like, come on, man. Don't have a town hall if you're not comfortable to answer all questions. Because somebody gonna ask you something you don't want to hear. You might not want to answer. If that's the case, don't have a town hall. That's bad PR. You just push yourself down the hole even further.
You know that. Man, it was crazy. I don't know what's up with people snapping on the meters these last couple of weeks. Penny Hardaway, who was it that week?
Penny was justified though, because they do keep asking him dumbass questions.
It was somebody else. It was somebody else. It was somebody else that week besides Penny. I'm trying to remember who it was. I gave him what's the cup also. I'm about to give up see who it was.
I forgot who it was. I know it was definitely Penny Hardaway, and it was somebody else you said. But
yeah, man, it's been some outbursts, man.
Also in the NFL, man, bro, the Brian Flores stuff that's going, bro. That's going up.
Brian Flores, didn't know last week, sued the NFL, said the Broncos GM came to him an hour later than the interview was scheduled. They said they appeared to be disheveled and hungover. And he said that Dolphins owner Stephen Ross offered him $100,000 for every loss that he got back in the 2020 season. And also, this all really started from a text message where Bill Belichick was congratulating Brian Daboll on getting the Giants job 3 days before the Giants were even scheduled to interview Brian Flores. And he ended up getting his Brian's crossed, no pun intended, with just a little bit. And he ended up congratulating Daboll. He was actually congratulating Flores inadvertently, and Flores hadn't even interviewed for the job. They had an exchange going, and at the end of the exchange, Flores asked him, "Hey, coach, you sure you got your brands right? This is Brian Flores." And Belichick responded, and I quote, "I effed up." That's what he said in the text back. I effed up, and he said something else. So that's what opened up this whole box of worms or whatever, so to speak here, as far as the Brian Flores situation. Can you imagine? We got this Rooney Rule.
This is so stupid.
Why are you even? Why you're really just hiring me, really, just because I'm a minority? You have to do it, but you already gave the other guy the job. So why am I flying across the country up here, selling you myself on what I'm gonna do for the defense and the offense? You already got the other. You really just sitting there like this, like.
But you telling me this all started because Belichick sent the text to the wrong person?
Yes, he sent the text. Now, what I've been wanting to know. Now the Giants are trying to act like the Giants really effed up because the Giants are talking about Bill Belichick doesn't have a connection to their team. Yes, he does. Somebody in there knows Bill Belichick.
Come on, dog.
Somebody in that organization said, "Hey, Bill, Brian Daboll's going to get the job." So somebody in there. So the Giants are lying.
Demir is still on that team, right? Demir is still on that team, right?
Who? Yeah.
Demir's. Somebody there has a connection to Belichick.
Somebody there has a connection to Belichick, but they was like, "Hey, Daboll's our man," and Belichick thinks he's congratulating Daboll, and he's really talking to Flores. And all of a sudden, all hell breaks loose. And at the end of the text, he's like, "Hey, coach, you sure you got the right Brian or whatever?" He was telling him congratulations and good job, good landing spot and everything. He was, just
leave it to Belichick, man.
Yeah.
Leave it to Belichick, man. You should have known not to trust him. Spygate got out, bro.
These phones, man. Look, these phones, man. These phones. His phone's a mug, man.
It ain't
Text
even.
messages.
It's just funny to me, like all these years of all these Belichick scandals, and this might be the biggest one, and it ain't got nothing to do with him, bro.
Now the Dolphins and the Broncos have denied the allegations set forth by Brian Flores. So do you think Brian Flores now is going to be like the Colin Kaepernick of coaching? Like, will he ever get a job here again in the NFL? Is owners going to look at him like, man, well, what's going to happen with this situation now?
I'm not going to speculate on that, and I'm not going to prognosticate on the possibility of him being hired. What I will say, though, is I believe that, like, I believe that. I believe that maybe they incentivized him to take some L's. Because I remember way back when Hugh Jackson first got coached by the Raiders. He was first coaching the Raiders, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think they was like 8-4, and they ended up missing the playoffs because they went 8-8. But it was like the best. That was at that point was like the best record the Raiders had in like 4 or 5 years or something. And he got fired after 1 year. And I was like, I remember seeing that, and I know the Raiders was going through some organizational changes. But I remember seeing that, thinking like, damn, he only got 1 year. Like that's like the best coach they had in like 3 or 4 years. What's going on? And then when he was in Cleveland and they was losing games left and right, 1-31, I was like. I'm like, man, I could see that. If there was an incentive for him to take some losses, I could totally see that. And I believe that with Flores too, because before Flores even got that job, the Dolphins was doing that. Tank for Tua. So, it don't surprise me if he was doing it, but
he didn't want to do it. That's what he's saying, I guess.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I get it, but think about David Culley. He got 1 year. And the quarterback he was supposed to have, we know why he didn't play, and it had nothing to do with football.
And
so it's like, come on.
And also, I'm compromising myself if I'm just gonna keep losing these games. It's gonna be used at any other person against. You're gonna be like, well, he lost it. He was 12 or 48 in Miami, but you're gonna be like, damn, but I made $2 million. I lost 20 games in 2 years. I was getting $100,000 a game.
Right? You don't think that messed up? Y'all don't think that messed up Hugh Jackson's career? That man was 1-31, dog. Like, come on, G. Man, you don't think that messed up his career, bro?
Man, listen.
He was 1-31, G.
Yeah, I think that messed up his career.
What is wrong with?
Of course, that messes up his career.
And I wouldn't be surprised, like if they came out with a report saying like, oh yeah, they definitely told me to do that. I could see that. Teams tank in every sport, but it's at this point. It's to the point of sabotage. Usually, when teams tank, they tank with a better outcome in mind for the future. The way it sounds with these coaches, it sounds like teams got them tanking to get them up out of there and get somebody else in to make it a better, to get that better situation. And that's messed up. I think that's real messed up. And you know what? Just to break down the racial barrier with it, just to make sure, just to make sure it's not racial. Look at Cleveland's head coaches throughout the 2010s. Like Rod Chudzinski got like 1 year. Mike Pettin, I think got like a half a year or something like that. Like they had like 5 or 6 different coaches that was like getting 1 year, and it was like, come on, dude. Like, hey, I'm not saying Cleveland is bad, but I'm saying if you found something,
it ain't good.
Right? I wouldn't be surprised, bro.
That little stretch you just named wasn't good. Remember that little stretch?
Right, they hired Chudzinski. It was like every year they was going 8-8 or 4-12 and firing the coach. Like, come on, dude. Like,
just keep on starting over.
Right,
keep starting over. Recalibrate. Yeah, man, it's wild. Wild situation with Brian Flores. We'll see what's happening going forward. I have to wish my beautiful mother a happy 80th birthday today.
Yeah, happy birthday.
The whole reason I'm in existence. Happy birthday, Mom.
I feel you, bro. Hey, I shot at my mom on ESPN Plus because without her, there's no me. Yeah, so I feel you.
After this show is over, I'm going to have to be doing some running around for my mother, but it's all well worth it because it's her day. It's her birthday. 80 years old. I would feel so blessed if I get 32 more years if I can make 80. I'm blessed to have my mother here for these 40 years I didn't have already. So but I didn't have her. She's 80 years old today. So happy birthday, Mom.
Happy 80th.
And I will see you in a little while. Oh, man.
Y'all can see me in a little while on ESPN Plus, literally in about 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours?
Chicago State women versus Abilene Christian. Chicago State looking for 3 straight at the crib, baby. 3 straight at the crib.
Okay. That's what's going down.
Yeah.
No students at the game this Thursday. I don't know if we're gonna do it. I don't know if we don't know what we'll do with the morning part of Thursday yet, but we know we don't know yet. It all depend on dude with the blue shirt. We'll see how his thing is.
I got a men's basketball game Thursday.
So probably
SOTG
not.
coming back next Thursday on Michael Jordan birthday, man.
Okay. We won't have him here. He'll probably be doing something else. He could have celebrated with us, but that's all right.
Oh yeah, you know how that goes.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shaq Barnes and who else was in the chat? I know
Sylvester
Shaq
Moses.
Barnes was. My man Besto was in the chat. I don't know who else is in the chat. Nobody else in the chat. They're gonna have to look at it later on. They was in there. They left. They went to go get some Joe. Well, I'm out of Joe, so that's it. And they go get up with moms, man. Yes, sir. Another Joe with Joe morning show. We'll see you again next week. Tell you what happened and who was really so fly and so fine. And we'll tell you about what happened at the NBA trade deadline. So Chris Rouse, I'm Joseph Gregory. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Joe with Joe. Peace. See y'all later.